Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of NSRIC and its subsidiary, I welcome you for the second workshop related to our NSRIC immigration and visa consulting. Whoever is watching from any part of the world, I sincerely thank you very much for joining us today's webinar session. In particular, today we will be covering the study permit. In our website, if you go to www.nsricvisa.ca, here, if you go and check this, then you will be here in the website. So we have 11 migration category. Today, our priority and our discussion agenda is to highlight the study permit. First of all, before starting the session, our apology. Our consultant, Mr. Zakir Hussain, his wife is very sick, so he is in hospital now. He is taking care of the wife, so he cannot join today. However, I will be trying to cover up everything, and then if you have any question during the question and answer session, I will try to address all the question and answer. If there are some questions that I don't know, definitely we will post it in our website later on. So this is Enamul Hussain, the CEO and President of the organization. I again welcome you for the session today. In Canada, study permit is one of the most popular migration category. You know that Canadian universities, colleges, meaning career college and diploma colleges, including the schools, public school and private schools, they are very high ranked school, college and universities. Therefore, it is one of the most popular migration category globally. The students from Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, China, Thailand, and other countries around the world. They come around 500,000 students every year. They migrate to Canada as an international students. So for the study permit, in the beginning, let me make sure that there are some policies changed comparing with the last year. One of the most important policy is previously students need to show in their 6-month bank statement around $10,000. Now, starting from January 2024, students need to show their bank statement about $22,000. So it is because of the standard living standard and cost of the living standard, everything has changed. So Canadian government wanted to make sure that the student who are interested to migrate to Canada under study permit, they have sufficient fund to run their daily expenses. However, the tuition fees are not really changed, they are not increased. So the tuition fee, comparing with the other countries, it will continue this year as well. So for NIVC or NSRIC Immigration and Visa Consulting Company, as a Canadian company, we are providing 5 level of visas, immigration consultancy under study permit. One of them is school visa, along with one parent, grade 3 to 11. Another one is self-funded university student visa. Here, students need to fund themselves. There are not available scholarship or funding for them. Basically, the students who are planning to come to Canada in undergraduate studies in any field of study, and the student who wanted to migrate Canada under this category and who are intending to get admission in diploma colleges, career colleges, there are no funding. Very rare students who are, I would say, outstanding students. For them, in undergraduate level, let's say in thousands, one student might get a scholarship. But in general, there is no scholarship or funding for the students who wanted to come for their study in undergrad and diploma program. Or it can be 1 year program, certificate program. However, these students can get part-time job for their expenses, and almost all students who come as an international student, they get at least 20 hours per week they are allowed to work. So majority of the students, they actually get part-time job and they can meet their expenses along with part of the tuition fees. And in summer, if the student is committed to stay in Canada, they can work and they can really get full-time work and they can get some money. They can earn big chunk of money which can be used for their tuition fee. So this is how normally international students are running their daily expenses and their tuition fees, and they are surviving. So it is always, of course, a challenge for all of us who are students. Number three is student visas supported by student loan. There are some student loan for the international students who are interested to take this loan. In general, there are some companies, organization who facilitate this type of loan. Specifically for Bangladeshi student, we are offering some loan through one of our business partner, and the websites are given and their address are given in contact us or business partner. Interested students, parents, they can look at this address, they can pursue loan for their study, which is very easy. We made it easy for our Bangladeshi students. I can say, according to my understanding so far, this is the only organization, first time ever for Bangladesh, we are offering this student loan. And we do not have any tie, any interest with this student loan. It is between the student and parents with the organization. Number 4 is university graduate student visa. So for university student, specifically for graduate studies, there are some opportunities, of course. They can come for masters and PhD study in any level, in any field of study. If the CGPA, the IELTS are very high, they are quite eligible to get the scholarship while they are getting admissions in the university program. So the two thing is very, very important for getting a scholarship from the university is number one, the undergraduate CGPA. It should be minimum 3.6 and above. And the second important part is the IELTS. We call IELTS score. IELTS score is minimum 6.5 for getting admission and getting the visa. However, if a student score very high, 7.5, 8, something like this, then there is a possibility to get a scholarship in university graduate program. As I mentioned, for undergraduate program, diploma program, or course completion program, barely students are awarded the scholarship. But for graduate studies, students in general, if their CGPA, IELTS are high, they can pursue scholarship. On the other hand, the SOP is the number 3 important part of the application process. So interested students, for when it comes to the SOP, we have courses how to write SOP. I was the professor who prepared this for our potential students. If you go here in our online courses, you will see this SOP. Students are taking this course for preparing their SOP. Very minimal rate I put here. So if you go to the view details, you will see what content are in this course. So interested students should take this course to prepare their SOP. This is the third most important document that graduate students should prepare for their application. And there are only 5 lectures. So I would highly encourage students spending $25-30. You will get good training about this SOP and you prepare your SOP for the desired applications. And one more thing which is very important is every SOP should be unique. If you intend to apply different university and or in the same university different program, the SOP should be prepared based on the guidelines that are given for that university or for that program. You cannot just copy and paste same SOP. You cannot use for different program or for different university. Very, very important. If the admission committee or admission officer during your evaluation of the application, if they see it is a copy and paste, there is a high possibility that your application would be rejected. So why we should take this risk? So my recommendation is you prepare SOP for different program where they have guideline and align with the university objectives, department objectives, program objectives, and you submit it. For the IELTS, we have also IELTS program. If you write here IELTS, so we have some IELTS program. This is very convenient and cheapest. You can take this IELTS. Canadian professors are offering these courses to prepare your IELTS. I highly recommend you, if you wanted to get really, really high score for IELTS, you should go with the preparation with this type of courses where you will be given exact guidance, where as a student you do mistakes, and there are some mock tests, meaning before the actual test you will have some test here, so you are well prepared before appearing in the IELTS exam. This is another important technique where you can target high score for IELTS, and high score will definitely make sure your admission, number one. Number two, your scholarship as well. These are related things, as I clearly mentioned. So in summary, in your complete application, there are 3 most important documents for getting a scholarship, for getting admission in the Canadian institutions. Number 1, definitely your CGPA. Number 2, IELTS score. Number 3, for graduate studies, SOP. These are the 3 most important documents, apart from, let's say, financial documents. Then we have the last one, vocational and diploma college student visa. For this, Canada has many, many thousands of hands-on experience program they call career college. In other part of the world, they call diploma college. Sometimes diploma colleges or career colleges, they offer master's program, but majority of them, I would say above 90% of the colleges, they offer diploma program. They offer course completion certificate program. If the duration of the program is less than a year or up to a year, it calls course completion program. A student can get visa for diploma program, for 1 year program, even 8-month program are there. All these programs are eligible to get the visa. There are also some program for vocational and diploma colleges, which is 6-month program. So if you are planning to have a program which is 6-month or less than 6-month program, you don't need to have a study permit visa, because when you come as a visitor, which also is one of our visa category, visitor visa, you can stay maximum of 6 months in Canada. So when you have a program less than 6 months or 6 months, you don't need to pursue for a study permit. You can directly come as a visitor and then apply for your program, or you can apply for the program before even applying for the visitor visa, and then you come and complete the program, and then you can go back to country. Or if you wanted to stay here in Canada, from that study permit you can extend your study permit by getting admission in some other program, or you can get and pursue a job to transfer your study permit into the work permit. So there are many opportunities. Once you come as a student, you will be able to play around for staying more in Canada with the intention of becoming a citizen or permanent resident in Canada. These are an overall description or information about the study permit, what we offer. The specific documents that are needed for a study permit, I would say these are clearly written in our website. If you, for example, the general information about a study permit, these are the requirement. Let's say who should be apply for the study permit, they can look at here. The specific documents that are needed in 5 category of the study permit, you can get it from here. The list of documents are given. So you are not lost. In one website, in our institution, you are getting everything as a package. For example, the IELTS preparation, you get admission in one of our courses. For SOP preparation, you can take the course and prepare yourself. In a week you can finish your course, and then you can prepare a very strong SOP. Then the required document that are needed, it is already listed and it is publicly exposed. So anyone from any place on earth, they can have the access to get this information. On the other hand, if you look at other website, this is very difficult to get one information together, everything in one website except our organization. Now, if you go to the specific visit visa or any other visa, the same applies. If you go and see for other category, the way that we see here for study permit, same way you can get all the information in the website. Just you need to navigate little bit. Now, for example, for a schooling visa, specifically for a schooling visa, you come and look at the schooling visa. So for a schooling visa, there is a limitation. The student who are intending to get admission in grade 3 to grade 11, only they are eligible to get the visa. Now, under this category, one parent can accompany, can get the visa with the student. Let us say there are some children, in general, children are with mother, right? So that is the reason if any student or brother or sister, any sibling who are under grade 3, grade 2 or KG, kindergarten, they can come as usual with the mother. Multiple student can come with the mother. Father, as a parent, he can come as a visitor. So it is a package. The issue here is one parent along with the student will get visa for the schooling visa, and other parent can get the visa as a visitor, because in Canada the other parent is called earning channel, earning source. So it is assumed that for meeting the tuition fees of the school and the expenses for the living here, father should go back to country and earn money. Most important part for the schooling visa is one parent who are here, they can get and transfer their visa into open work permit visa. So they can start working here. And it is obvious, 8 in the morning, children will go to school. At 3 o'clock, they come back to home. So this is completely free time for the one parent. So they can easily go for work and do some earning for running the family. When it comes to the documents for the schooling visa, there is no SOP. There are no other difficult document. Only important document is financial documents, meaning 6-month bank statement plus the asset and liability document that will be issued, that are issued by a CA firm. This is number one. Number two is the vaccination. School going students must produce and the vaccination report, which is important, and then a transfer certificate, including the transcript, in which grade the student were studying. That lead the authenticity of the next grade admission. For example, student wanted to get admission in grade 9, the student's transcript for grade 8, for grade 7, 2-year transcript is needed, and a transfer certificate from the school that he or she is studying or was studying in grade 8 in our school. So these are the documents are needed for the students. When it comes to one parent, definitely police clearance certificate or clearances are not needed for the parents. If the student is over 14 years, they also need to give the police clearance certificate. Sometimes it is waived based on the country, meaning for a student, some country do not need before 18 years, but after 18 years, everyone need to have the police clearance certificate. Sometime we have some cases, parents and students are staying some other country and their original country is some other country. So in such situation, let's say from your original country, you are staying some different country. In such case, if you are staying more than 6 months, then you need to get the police clearance certificate where you are staying. In addition, you need to have the police clearance certificate from your original country. So these are some of the tricks that you need to understand. If you have complete documents, we are happy to assist you through our NSRIC immigration and visa consulting. Number two, I wanted to just stress here with the university graduate scholarship. Again, if you have all these documents, as you see, for the university graduate studies, it is equally applicable, by the way, for undergraduate study and also with the student loan. There are one or two document here and there. So specifically for this one, you need to prepare a curriculum vitae or resume. It is standard, and we have a sample CV. Based on this suggestion, you need to prepare your CV. These are very specific. So if you are interested to go with us, you need to have this sample CV, Samsul Azam, or from our office, we can facilitate this for you. And then your police clearance certificate, proof of finance is another most important part here. As I mentioned, SOP is another most important ingredient. Some university, they ask for even research proposal. For example, yesterday one of our applicant, she called me personally because I was helping her for writing SOP, and I was personally helping her for preparing her application. So she called me and saying that, sir, when I was visiting the website of this particular university, they are looking for 4-page SOP. Normally, SOP should be limited to maximum 2 pages. So then I ask her, look, dig more, you will find there is a requirement of research proposal, meaning in which graduate studies, in what type of research you are planning to pursue, because masters and PhD is definitely research based for scholarship. For M engineering, for example, if it is course based masters, definitely there is no scholarship. For research based masters and PhD, there are scholarships. So definitely the department in which you are planning to apply, the university in which you are planning to apply, they wanted to know upfront, based on the university interest, department interest, because research is unique thing, right? In the department, to assist you research, there should have some expert. So the professor who are in the research, who has found your application should be aligned with their interest, right? So that is the reason some university try to get the idea what type of research you intend to do, in which research you have interest. That is the reason they ask for additional document as a research proposal. It is not that, and how to write a research proposal even, I have already a course. If you go to our NSRIC website, you look for that, you will find it. So our design is comprehensive so that every one of you can get every services, the services that you need as a candidate. All services are available in our portfolio. So and then 3 academic references. These are very, very important document if you wanted to make sure your scholarship. Of course, getting admissions is also there. These important documents need to be in high caliber. For example, these 3 academic references, make sure the referees, your undergraduate professors who know you for at least 4 years in your academic career, there should be the referees. You cannot just randomly select people to write about you, because you are getting a scholarship and you are intending to get admission for your masters and PhD. So try to talk to them before even writing their details as a reference. Your references should be very strong, and your referees should write very high about your caliber, about your talent, about your results, and then need to request the university for pursuing the scholarship. Clearly need to be written. As a professor, when I was in university, I saw all this. Under myself, as you know, over 100 students got their PhD and masters. So these are very detailed and insight of how this process works. I think these are helpful for you to understand how scholarship process are working inside the university admission board. For the school wing visa, last week we had a webinar session dedicated for school. This is our school, NSRIC International School in Toronto. For last 3 years, we are running this school. So parents who are planning to migrate to Canada under study permit with schooling visa, you can immediately register your children in our school. This school has online platform. Your children can get admission online. They can starting in any grade. Let's say this school is kindergarten all the way to grade 12. So there, before even you come to Canada for your physical campus, you can prepare your children by getting admission and get the Canadian education flavor. If you are planning to not to come to Canada, you can continue and get the Ontario Secondary School. It is very weighty degree for grade 12. Like some country in subcontinent, it calls HSC, Higher Secondary School Certificate. In Canada, it calls Secondary School Diploma. As long as our school is affiliated with and approved by the Ministry of Education, Ontario, so we call Ontario Secondary School Diploma. So you can take this advantage as well if you are planning to come to Canada for schooling your children. Thanks a lot. We have a question here, Mr. Mahmoudul Haq. Thank you very much, Mr. Mahmoudul Haq. For undergraduate students in public university in general, how much tuition fee per year we have to pay? This is a very good question, Mr. Mahmoudul Haq. It depends on the university plus the program where you are planning to get admission. I can set some solid example. For example, till today, Memorial University has the lowest tuition fee. This is also a good university, of course, but comparing with last few years, they increased their tuition fee. Their tuition fee is about $25,000. I am telling you average tuition fee. For engineering and science, it is more. For other department, it may be less than 25,000. For example, University of Toronto has the highest tuition fee. You can expect $80,000, $90,000 per year on an average. University of British Columbia also has very high tuition fee. So you are the person, you need to dig little bit more. If you give us the responsibility, definitely based on your feedback, which department you are planning to get admission, in which university you are planning to get admission. If you say, I wanted to get low tuition fee university, we will try for that. And if you say moderately good university, we will try that. So it totally depends on the student, where you are planning to go. I think that would be helpful for your questions. Thank you. One student this morning, he was asking me, there was a meeting for Islamic studies, religious studies. He is currently pursuing his master's in Al Azhar University in Cairo. So he is planning to come to Canada through our company, through our institution. So in Canada, as you know, religious study is definitely there, but getting a scholarship is really difficult. So his question was, what type of scholarship they have for religious study. Majority of the cases, what I know, of course, religious studies is open for any religion, including Islam, but the funding opportunities, the donors who initiated those scholarships, they are open to any religion. There are some specific scholarship that are related to, let's say, Christianism. So Christianity are here. Therefore, the possibility of having a scholarship in Christianity is more. And also, it is not restricting, by the way, any other religion. There are university scholarships for talented students. So he is one of them, and I encourage him to apply. We don't know which scholarship he will get, but there are opportunities. What I wanted to say, in which department, in which area, in which university you are planning to apply is not really that important. If there are opportunities for funding scholarship, you will get it. Only condition is, as I clearly identified and mentioned, high CGPA, high score in English proficiency, and very high quality SOP, including the research proposal if the university asks. So these are the most important document that you need to produce for ensuring the scholarship. And the good thing about the scholarship is, if you get the scholarship, getting visa is almost guaranteed. If you are coming with your own finance, of course, with strong financial support, you will get visa, no doubt of it. But if you get the scholarship through your credentials, almost guaranteed that you will get visa. So there are, of course, advantages. Now, Shawaz Khan have a question. I have a question that once a student got admission, so the earning parent will bear the cost of the child till end of the completion of the studies. For schooling visa, I guess this is referring schooling visa, definitely, because students are not 18 plus, so they are not really entitled to work. If the students are in grade 10, 11, 12, in summer, they can work, though they are in 17, 18 years, less than 18 years old. But during the course of semester, no. Normally, school board, they do not entertain this type of request because their child work, child labor is restricted in Canada. So the responsibility goes to the parents. Both parents need to feed them, both parents need to have the sufficient fund to pay off all the bills, tuition fees, and so on. I think this will benefit some of the clarification of financial issues. We have another question here from Mahmudul Haq again. By visit visa, can I get then enroll bachelor program or bachelor degree? Definitely. Again, we are now trying to switch the visitor visa for one of our students. He is inside Canada right now, and we are trying to get admission for him so that his visiting visa can be transferred to study permit. It is possible. But you need to remember that you have to prepare yourself before even coming to Canada as a visitor, because it takes some time and you have only 6 months. If you cannot manage admission for university, you have to go back. So before even coming to Canada, you have to advance the process so that you should not go back home after 6 months. So if you apply for a study permit with admission, then you don't need to go back to country because you already apply for study permit visa. And this is temporary resident visa, as you probably know. So there are advantages over there. I think last week or week before, we have a webinar series in Bangla where we clearly try to mention that a person who is coming under visiting visa, they can transfer their visa status into study permit, into work permit, into investor permit. So it is possible. And we have some cases like that. Thank you. There is a question related to, can I catch September session with IELTS in August? Everything else is ready. It is possible if you start right now. In such case, you will be given conditional admission. So if you, let's say August is very difficult, I would advise, there is a risk for you. You will get conditional admission, no doubt. And if you bring the IELTS score in August, time is very limited. You should understand that you need to apply for visa with all these documents. And for visa, it needs at least 6 to 8 weeks. Sometimes it is even more. So if you get the IELTS score in August, in September, only 4 weeks. So you will not be able to get the visa for September session, unfortunately. Then you have to defer your admission for January session. So you should not think that you will be able to come in September. So this is the danger. I would advise, if you are prepared, if you have all the documents ready, prepare yourself for August. If you can bring it earlier, because this is January. Some university application is already closed. January 15 was the last. Some university has 1st February is the last date for September session. Some university college has up to March. So you should think at least 10-11 months ahead of time, so that you have sufficient time to apply for admission, sufficient time for applying visa. If you can bring it before August, you can catch September. Otherwise, you have to go in January. Thanks a lot. Again, Shawaz Khan has a question. So, school study visa will get any scholarship during their studies in case 8, 9, 10? Or what if the living partner get any job or PR? Then will they get scholarship or discount for their children? As I mentioned, different country has MOU for the exchange program with Canadian government. So if the student is coming under that category, they are covered, even though they are international student. It calls endowment funding for the students. If not exchange program, then there is no other scholarship for international student who are coming in schooling visa. Then if the parents or students in school program, if they are coming as a permanent resident, then definitely they are becoming 100% free, because Canada schooling visa or Canadian study up to grade 12 is 100% free. So you as a parent do not need to pay any money for the tuition fee. Now, third scenario, according to your question, they come to Canada and luckily one parent got a permanent job, let's say. And the company who offered the job, they are willing to sponsor the family, meaning parents, or specifically the employee. Then, of course, they will immediately be eligible to get waiver of all the tuition fees. The fourth scenario, let's say you as a parent came here as an accompany and you apply for a study. If you are a student, as an international student, your children will get benefit from it. There would be waiver for your tuition fee of the children. So there are different options and there are opportunities you can avail anytime. Thank you. There is a question also. Do you know of any bachelor or diploma program in Canada that give scholarship for IELTS or SETs? Unfortunately, I don't know such situation. For IELTS and SET, this is English proficiency. This is not a program. This is skill development, language skill development. Okay. So for IELTS and SET program, there are no scholarship. Of course, there are government agencies. The scenario should be like this. Let's say, and your family are coming as a permanent resident by immigration. And you have some difficulty in speaking in English. You will be able to enroll yourself in some new immigrant program. In the new immigrant program, in every province, in every city, there are programs. So you can join those programs, and those are free of cost. They will train you for English proficiency, specifically for not IELTS or SET. Apart from this, I think there is no possibility to get a scholarship or to get opportunities for learning English. Thank you. Again, another question, Mr. Mahmoudul Haq. In this agency, what is the service fee and process for undergraduate student permit? Mr. Mahmoudul Haq, we do not have agency fee. We do not take any fee. Our package is for visa processing, getting admission, and all other services. However, the first time when you submit all your document, you need to pay a registration fee, which is counted part of your package. Independently, there are no registration fee in our institution. You need to pay an amount that is part of the complete package. I think this is clear. Again, there is another question. In which month every year classes starts in NSRIC school and other school in Canada except September? As we are applying through your consultancy firm, and also we wanted to know the average study expenses of one child on the school study visa. This is a very good question, and thank you very much for your intention to apply with us. First of all, in Canadian education system, there are 3 semesters to enroll a student in school. September is the first semester. Second one is February to June, second semester. And third semester is July and August. It calls accelerated semester. Student who are, let's say, super talent, they take the courses in summer to finish their program earlier than the expected time. The student who, let's say, are slow learner, they should take the courses in summer so that in September they can get admission, because without completing the total requirement of the grade, they cannot get the admission for the next grade. This is the system. So if a student wanted to get admission in grade 8, the student must complete the grade 7 requirement. Now, in general, there are 7-8 courses that a student need to finish in grade 7. So the slow learner student, let's say they took 6 courses in September session and February session. So in accelerated session, which is July and August, they need to finish 1 course. Otherwise, it is not complete. So this is how it works. However, any student, any day throughout the year, they can get admission in the school. And this is the policy of the ministry. In such situation, a student need to have some sorts of evaluation, some sorts of exam. And school authority is responsible for taking those exams, evaluation, and they can give admission at any time without the specific semester. The last part of the question is how much money is needed. In general, in public school, a student need to pay around 16,000 Canadian dollar per year. And they need to pay $3,000 as a guardian. A Canadian guardian should be associated with the student, despite parents are accompanying them. This is the policy. And this is for emergency situation, because those are small children, small kids, and one parent is here, so there might have some emergency. That is the reason Canadian government has some policy that a Canadian person, local guardian, should be there. And this is one-time fee. I think that is covered. The other question we have here, is it possible to do a bachelor or master's in Canada by studying at a national university? Yes. National university, of course, is a recognized university. So a student who graduated from national university, of course, they are eligible to get admission in any program in Canadian university. Only limitation is CGPA, SOP, and IELTS. So those are the 3 most important ingredient in getting admission. Again and again, I am telling. We have one more question here, Mr. Labib Ahmed Navir. How early should I apply to the university for bachelor September intake? This is a very good question. On an average, it should be minimum 10 months ahead of time. In such scenario, you have enough time and you are covering most of the university colleges. Their deadline is normally 8 months. Some of the university college 8 months, some of the university college 7 months, 6 months. So to get wider spectrum of the opportunity, minimum 10 months ahead of time, you should apply for the admission. Because after getting the admission in a college or university, you need to apply to the visa. And visa sometime take 5-6 months, sometime take 2-3 months. So our experience says minimum 10 months. For example, during this session, I already mentioned that one of our student, she already applied for master's study. January 15 was the last date, and her case is for September. So you see, around 9.5 months. Other question here, I want to give IELTS exam this March. If I give this exam in March, can I get September session? Definitely. If you have already applied for admission If you are not yet applied for university admission, right away you should apply and you will get a conditional admission letter. So, March, once you get the offer letter, if you send the IELTS score, IELTS document to the university, they will waive your conditional offer letter. They will give you a solid offer letter. And with that solid offer, let's say you apply for visa in April. So you have good time to get the visa. And for sure, this is the best time. Other question here I have, I am graduate engineer, but I want to apply for a study visa for further study. So can I apply for any 1 year diploma as you are offering diploma in drilling and rigging? So I am looking for 1 year diploma which has less fee. Yes, thank you very much for your question. This is again a very good question. Of course, we are offering drilling, and this is my expertise, as you know. 1 year study permit is not diploma. This is called certificate program. And of course, this is less fee comparing with any other program for master's, PhD, diploma. 1 year program is less expensive. Definitely, you will get study visa. There is no doubt of it. And for engineers, I would say these days, when I go to class, I see lots of Indian students, lots of Pakistani students, Vietnamese students, and Filipino students, and also Nigerian students are coming. Huge students are coming. So, what I am surprised, 98%, I would say, of these students are engineers. They are coming to a program which is 1 year program, 2 year diploma program. They are called postgraduate diploma program. And in Canada, one more thing I can assure you, I am not discouraging, by the way, for masters and PhD. I am a university professor, so I always prefer to have masters and PhD. But the reality is, the student I am talking about after graduation, after any graduation from any program. So if you are, let's say, an graduate engineer, in particular for this case, you come here, apply for a graduate diploma program, 1 year accelerated or certificate program. After that, easy to get job because this is hands-on experience. In Canada, job opportunity are wide for the graduate who have hands-on experience in any area. So this is very good opportunity for you. Another one, because I cannot afford a master's fee, so that why I want for 1 year diploma just to get a visa. Of course, I partially answered this. The migrant interested students who wanted to come under a study permit and they are not really financially that healthy, they should, I would say, they must come under 1 year program or diploma program. The program are lighter, so you can have opportunity to work more. Instead of 20 hour per week, you can work more because you are an engineer, for example. The study, it will not be a burden for you because this is a diploma. In any program, this is the case. On the other hand, the tuition fees are less. So you are getting more opportunities, more advantages are there. I think that is helpful as an information for you. The next question is, after student visa rejection, do biometric need to be given again if staying on a visit visa? You see, the thumb rule is biometric is valid for 1 year. So, if your study permit is rejected or study visa is rejected, you need to go back first of all. You cannot stay in Canada. If you stay, then unfortunately you would be convicted. Canadian government will deport you from the country. So this should not be the case in any situation. As a visitor, you came, you entered the country, in 6 months, you need to go back to the country. This should be the case. So if you can apply within that period of time, 1 year, then you don't need to have any biometric again. But if it expired, then definitely. One of the case happened like this. So she need to give 2 times biometric in one of our case because it exceeded 1 year. The other question here is, what is the exact process or time period for school study visa if you are starting this year? If for study permit in schooling visa, if a student wanted to come in September, this is the high time, January, February, high time for the study permit visa. It can be in university, it can be in college, it can be in school. However, for schooling visa, as I mentioned during the introduction of the schooling visa, student and parents can take the advantage of our school while the process is ongoing. They can study with our school. And this is the most advantage you can avail while you are in your country. So that you are already exposed to the Canadian education system, plus getting the admission is very easy because you are already a student of Canadian school. So there are definitely more advantages than your scenario if you are enrolled in a local school. I would say you get this advantage. Thanks a lot. There are another question here. Bachelor in which month to take IELTS exam for September intake? I want to win by 24 September. If you are thinking for undergraduate student visa or undergraduate study permit, IELTS should be taking in September, October, let's say November, December, because if you take November, December, you will get the IELTS score in 3 weeks. So in January, right, you have everything ready and you will not have conditional admission letter, right? You will get a direct admission letter and your file would be processed very quickly for visa. So my recommendation is prepare yourself for September session 2025. You need to prepare from yourself right now and you get enrolled for the exam for IELTS in, let's say, October, November, because you have 2 year validity. IELTS is 2 year validity. So you have ample time, enough time to get admission in undergraduate level. Thanks a lot. One more question against Shawis Khan. I have chemical engineering background. So what will you suggest that should I go for 1 year certificate? As long as you have chemical engineering background, this semester I have few student, I think 2 from Pakistan and couple of them from India. They are chemical engineering background. They are in one of my class. I would strongly suggest to go with the postgraduate diploma program, 2 year program. If you cannot afford, you can go with 1 year program. But the best choice is 2 year diploma program. And you should not be really worried about expenses and the tuition fee. Because once you meet the first semester requirement, let's say $8,000-9,000 tuition fee for one semester, and then your expenses, let's say a couple of thousand, including our fees, the admission, plane fare, everything. If you can manage, let's say $10,000-12,000, I think that should be fine for your 2 year diploma program. When you enter the program, you will be exposed to thousands of students who are like you and they will manage you a job for you. So you should not be worried about. And then in summer, you do hard job, get two job work, and then you can get the tuition fee. So you pay off the tuition fee for next year. So I think this is very important and very good, what I see based on my experience. The next question is background 12th standard arts. Is it possible to get any diploma course like engineering or data science for study permit? I think this is a very important question. Brother, unfortunately, I don't know from which country you are. I am assuming you are from Bangladesh or India or Pakistan. In our subcontinent, an arts background student cannot get admission in science higher study undergraduate program. Here in Canada, this is not the case. Being a social science background, you can get admission in any department you want, any program you would like to get admission. There is no boundary for you. So definitely you can get admission, as you mentioned, something like engineering, data science, even computer science. These are very good program, and even support worker, PSW, personal support worker program, in nursing program, in medical assistant program. Those are very good program where you can get job easily. So this type of program you can get admission. There is another question today. Hundreds of questions. I am very glad that audiences today's are very excited. So I again thank you all. How much opportunity to settle in Canada after completing education over there? This is a very good question again. Thank you very much, Mr. Prakash Kanti Rudra. The bottom line is statistics says that the student who come and migrate to Canada under any program, under any study permit, barely they go back to their home country. I would say above 90% of the students that try to settle down in Canada, and many of them, maybe they have that intention that they will come as a student, they will migrate themselves under a study permit, and slowly, they will be settling down themselves in Canada. So you have that opportunity for sure. Again, another question, sir. I am agreeing with you what you are talking about for 2-year diploma. So as a chemical engineer, which 2-year diploma will you suggest for study strongly that have good chances for job and scope? What I know, for chemical engineering diploma, you have many opportunities. Energy management, for example, is one of them, and chemical process plant is another one. So for 2-year diploma, there are many program. For example, you can check Conestoga College in Ontario, not very far from Toronto. Fanshawe College in London, Ontario. You can see Seneca College. There are many colleges who offer a really good program for chemical engineers. So just please visit the college's website and you can search for them. Very easy to find it. Thanks a lot. Today's session is 1.5 hours because of many questions. Thank you very much for joining us again. We do not have any more questions. I personally welcome you again for joining our next webinar. Every 3 weeks, we organize this webinar session at 9:30 in the morning EST, Toronto time. Every 3 weeks, we organize this. In between, sometime we organize some other workshop and webinar. So you can keep eye on our social media. on our website. You will get all the information, whatever you need. At any time, you can ask question. You can ask Mr. Samsul Azam. At the end, I wanted to conclude with some take-home information from this webinar session. As a conclusion, number one, what is the most important part in the entire study permit process? As a student, you have to establish yourself saying that you are eligible to get admission. So how you will get the admission? Again, for university, IELTS score, CGPA, SOP, or research proposal are the main ingredient in addition to your reference letter. For schooling visa, financial support letter and the immunization and transfer certificate are important document apart from other document. So the bottleneck, without financial support, without financial document, no one can expect visa. This is the bottom line. If it is not the case for scholarship one, except that one, you don't need to have strong financial background if you can manage a scholarship. And we also have that option. We can also try to manage a scholarship on behalf of you. So we also offer these services. With this, I wanted to conclude today's session. Thank you very much. I again welcome you and stay safe wherever you are. And we wanted to see you again in our next webinar session. Have a wonderful day. Stay safe. Bye-bye.